But did you really want to be a race car driver, though?
I used to race cars. I used to
you
do a lot of
did.
autocross. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Where
It
did
was a, it
that
was a
come
fun
from?
time. That came from my dad, who loved cars and used to take me go-kart racing when I was younger. And then when I was 16 and got my license, he literally took me to a car race the following weekend.
Gotcha.
Where I was
Okay.
very bad. I was super slow.
Well,
But then I just,
no, go on.
I just kind of did that somewhat competitively for a few years
Mm-hmm.
until I finished high school, took a year off, and then had to decide what I was going to do.
Gotcha.
And I thought there was maybe less chance of death in acting.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, okay. Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast, as always, hosted by yours truly, Chris. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 200. What, 200? What? I got marble in my mouth. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 380. 20 away from the big 400. And then we will all have a rave. I don't know what we're going to do for that, but, still pretty cool. Of course, I hope everyone is doing well and staying healthy and safe. That's really all. I let me know how you're doing. Let me know. I'm here. Twitter and Instagram at Casting for Two. But today is a wonderful episode, bonus episode. Because I've been looking for a good place to put this episode because I really enjoyed our guest for today. Katrina Salisbury is the guest for today, and she's got it all. She is a wonderful person, just a wonderful smile, Canadian. That's all the requirements I need in a good person, really. But no, she's also super funny and just a wonderful actress slash filmmaker slash voiceover artist. Just everything. She does everything, and I'm glad I had the chance to chat with her. But I'm done talking because we need to get in this episode, all right? So everybody sit back, relax, and Katrina, take it away.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm pretty good.
It's so funny because sometimes I just the inner chaos guy in me is like, when have I just said no? I'm not Chris.
I mean, sometimes you're not there, but it's always that thing where it's like, no, I'm good. Yeah, no, things are okay.
It's like, who is Chris? Who is? It's a great question. No,
who are you?
Don't ask me that, please.
Is it a loaded question? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. No, yeah, no, I don't. Do you ever ask yourself that?
I feel like once in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe I should think about that more.
Well, has there ever been an acting position or acting job where you're just like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? Why this?
Maybe, but usually in a fun way. I've had a lot of luck, I think, in that regard.
Nice. Yeah.
Maybe like auditions I've been in that where I read it and I'm like, what is this? But
now, when that happens, because this is great. When that happens, is it more just because of the story, or you're just like, look, I can't relate to this character at all?
I think some is the story.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's one where it was based off of a real person, and I was like, I don't really know a whole lot about this person. I guess it could be I don't identify with this. I'm not sure. So that's only happened, I think, one time though. Yeah.
That's good.
I'm
That's
super lucky.
good.
Usually I'm playing animals or
right.
stick figures.
There we go. You hit all the demographics there.
Yeah. Got a little taste of everything.
There we go. How is your day going so far?
Pretty good. I'm in LA right now for some, just hanging out. I came here for some sun, but it's supposed to rain all week, which is great. I left Vancouver for the sun, and it's supposed to be nice all week in Vancouver, and then raining here.
Of course that would happen, right? Of course.
Yeah. I think I brought the rain with me, and then the sun was like, okay, we're going to go to where you're not right now.
I mean, if you wanted to come over to Texas and bring that rain with you, I would be fine with that.
Oh, could make a stop, just on my way home.
Yeah, it's just right there. Just a little detour.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. There's no rain there now? Is it super hot there already?
I mean, it's been hot here all year, but
wow. I don't think I've ever been. No.
You've never been?
I've never been.
There's parts of Texas where it's a dry heat, and I feel like that's pretty tolerable, you shade and you drink water.
Right. Yeah.
Then there's the humidity part where I live in, and that's where it's no fun. You go outside and you're just going to be sweating. So it's like, all right, that's my life.
Humid
like
heat,
Florida.
I cannot handle. If it's anything too hot and humid, I basically turn into She-Hulk, and no one wants to be around me. I should really just, stay in the corner in an AC place and be left alone.
Right. So last year I went to Florida, and Florida was horrible, weather-wise. And I was just like, oh, how do people live here with this humidity? And I was just like, you know what, the San Antonio summer is going to be nothing compared to this, so I think I'll be okay.
You survived the worst. You can handle whatever comes to you now.
That's always my barometer. Is one winter I lived in Chicago. And it was cold, and I was breathing in ice, and my mustache was frosty. So I was just like, this is winter. Okay, I'll be fine from now on.
I spent a few days in a Chicago winter, and I was happy to go back to my Vancouver winter. I'll never complain again.
I will say, how long have you been in Vancouver?
My entire life, really. Okay. I was born just outside of Vancouver. I live in Vancouver now, so 25 years.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
There was this pretty crazy snowstorm that happened in, I want to say 2008, 2009. And
I think I remember it. I didn't go to school.
Yeah. I was going to school in Victoria at the time. And
oh no.
Yeah, and my parents were freaking out, and I was just, whatever, I'm young, I'm invincible, who cares? Everyone leave me alone. And then I made it up to Seattle, and flights were just done. They were all grounded. Everything was snowed over, and I was just, it was one of the first times I traveled by myself, and I was just, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I ended up partnering with just this group of like stereotypical like John Hughes comic people, and we made it from Seattle all the way to Oregon, which is where I was going. So
wow, with crazy snow there as well.
Oh yeah.
A movie about that.
I'm surprised it's not a movie, but so the two main drivers, they were church-loving folk, which was fine. Nothing wrong with that. There was a teacher who had anger problems and just wanted to kill the world. There's an older lady. I'm going to say this, and sorry if I offend you. She's kind of a gilf. There there was me and two college chicks who ignored me the entire way down.
Oh,
So yeah,
that's a pretty diverse group.
it is. That's
Unlikely.
why. Yeah, that's why I felt like what is this? Am I? Is this a film? Is this a?
Are you getting pranked? What was that show? Is it called
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
the one that Ashton Kutcher used to do.
Oh yeah,
Completely
Punk'd.
forget what it's called. Punk'd. That was it. Yes.
It had Ashton popped out. I've been cool. Now, how are we going to get out of this snow, Ashton? Tell
So
me.
is the snow real? Like, did you guys put this much production value putting snow all across
Yeah,
the West Coast?
He would have left me on the side of the road, Ashton. I feel like he would have.
Ashton.
You know what? I don't even know the guy, and now I'm upset with him.
Now we're just gonna, we'll boycott him now. Like, no,
That's
no,
fine.
Ashton. Why would you do that?
Yeah, jeez. But so this is a loose show, as you can tell.
Yeah.
I am curious though. When did you get that acting bug?
Ooh, when I was pretty young, I did my first play at 5. I played Sneezy in Snow White. It was a great performance. I sneezed a few times.
The pinnacle.
Sorry?
The pinnacle.
The pinnacle, yes. Like I think that's where I peaked, It's been all downhill from there. But that was like the first time where I remember, I learned the entire play. My parents always tell me the story about how I learned all the lines, and you can see me running around on stage, whispering in people's ears because we were all 5 and didn't know our lines. So I whisper lines to people. I direct them. That's probably when it first started. And I did a few acting classes and whatnot in between, but never really took it too seriously until I finished high school. And I was like, all right, now it's time to decide what I got to do. And my 2 choices at the time were acting or car racing, which
yes.
makes totally.
They're
viable option, right?
well, I don't know. They're almost as similar.
I think they are quite similar. Like, it's either gonna work out really well or you're just gonna crash and burn.
Right, literally.
Yeah. So then I went to school for it, and I kind of just never looked back.
But did you really want to be a race car driver, though?
I used to race cars. I used to do a lot of
did?
autocross. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
It was a fun time. That came from my dad, who loved cars and used to take me go-kart racing when I was younger. And then when I was 16 and got my license, he literally took me to a car race the following weekend.
Gotcha. Okay.
Where I was very bad. I was super slow.
Well,
But then I just...
No, go on.
I just kind of did that somewhat competitively for a few years until I finished high school, took a year off, and then had to decide what I was going to do.
Gotcha.
And I thought there was maybe less chance of death in that.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, okay. No,
maybe. We don't know for sure. We'll never know.
So, are you? Would it be safe to assume? And of course, I don't want to assume, but I'm going to say it anyway. Would it be safe to assume you're a pretty good? You could be a stunt driver.
I think I could. I could definitely do a few tricks and a few fun race scenes. I think I would probably take a course to make sure that I'm fully prepared for it.
Yeah.
I am good at driving in the snow. My car spins around. I can get out of that pretty easily.
There you go.
It's fun. It's an extra fun thing to do in the day. But I did think about getting into that. But I don't think it's probably the right thing for me.
Yeah, no, it's stunt people are on a whole nother plane of existence, which
it's crazy.
It's so grateful for them. They do fabulous work that unfortunately goes unnoticed, but still
100%. What they're capable of and what they do, and just so effortlessly and beautifully, is insane. I have so much respect for stunt people.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, for sure. Acting's cool too.
Acting, yeah, acting's fun, but that's really where it's at. Just not for me, because I'm the clumsiest person ever. I will trip over nothing in the street.
Gotcha. No, that's I'm sorry you have to go through that, but it adds to
it was the hand I was dealt. It's cool.
and so so you choose the life of acting. When does that turn into doing voiceover work?
So I went to school for film, TV, on camera acting that also had a voiceover component to it. I honestly never thought of doing voiceover until I started school. And then taking these classes, I had amazing instructors who were able to teach me how to use my voice. Like, oh, cool, I can sound like a 4-year-old. Did not know that. So that's where I really learned to love it and find out that I was, I guess, kind of okay at it.
Mm-hmm. And is your process for doing, work in a VO booth different than your process of, acting in front of, on set and in front of a camera and stuff like that?
No, it would be pretty much the same. What's your character's objective? What are their feelings about the world and the others around them? Just doing research on each character and making them different from any of your other characters. I guess it's just a bit more animated and bigger for voiceover because all I have is my voice. You can't see my face and think or be like, what is she thinking at this time?
Right.
All I have is my voice, so it just needs to be way more animated. So I couldn't do voiceover acting in the on-camera bit because I would look crazy. But it's pretty much the same process.
Now, after doing like a long session of voiceover work, do you find yourself your voice, like you're just like, I don't want to talk through the rest of the day, I'm just kind of done?
No, I feel pretty good. The lucky thing about voiceover as opposed to on set is it's just a few hours. You're really in and out. It's the nicest, easiest day. You're always having fun with the people you're working with, be it the directors or the other actors. So I'm good to go out all day. There's only been one time that I recorded a video game where I left and I had almost no voice. And within the hour, it was gone.
Gotcha. What do you?
It sounded cool at first.
Do you have remedies for that?
Hot tea. Ginger tea is really good. Mint tea, honey, just soothing things for the throat. And then I wouldn't talk for the rest of the day. I think by the next day I was totally fine. At first I sounded really cool. I was like, oh, I sound kind of like Scarlett Johansson. I have this deep, lovely voice. And with the hour later, nothing was coming out. But I would definitely drink a tea, have some lozenges. They're always your best friend.
Okay. And
probably not rocking out to Nickelback.
Right. Oh my gosh. How did you go the rest of the day not rocking out to Nickelback?
I had to do it in my head, and it was really hard.
They're a Canadian treasure, right?
I feel like, yes. Everyone's going to be like, oh, Nickelback. But everyone has drunkenly sung a Nickelback song at karaoke one night and has loved it.
I agree with you. And first, like, they have so many best of CDs that, look.
They do.
People can rag on them all they want, but they're doing they're getting the music out there, and people are listening to it. So people
are 100% listening. No, everyone loves Nickelback secretly. I know it. I just love Nickelback openly. I'll be that person to say it.
Now, when you go into acting, do you feel the presence of Chad Kroeger with you?
I actually once did get a direction in My Little Pony when I was recording a song for my character Yona. Our director, Jim Miller, was like, can you go more Nickelback for this? And that's the best direction I have received to date. I don't know if anyone will top it.
And you knew what to do. You're like, got it.
Oh, I knew. Yeah, instantly. Like, I know what you want right now. It is clear as day.
I mean, he didn't do it with Nickelback per se, but he did that song Hero.
Yes. Oh, was it Spider-Man 2 soundtrack?
It was either Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 1, but yeah.
Right. That's a good one.
Yeah, I feel like that song needs to get more recognition.
It does. It does. It's so good. I actually think I listened to that quite recently, sometime in the past 6 months.
I'm so glad I'm talking to you. We're talking about stunt racing and Nickelback.
Yes.
I'm glad this is the final episode of the podcast. We're done. I'm closing the show down. We're closing the show down. I have nothing else to talk about.
We have finalized stunt driving and Nickelback. Amazing. Well, there's more. The show must go on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's more Nickelback. It's okay. But do you have any aspirations to do other things in film, whether it's behind the camera?
Yes.
Stuff like that.
I do. I definitely do. Last year, actually, I just co-wrote my first short film with my life partner and film partner, I guess, now. And that was a really fun but stressful experience because I decided for my first film I would do a 48-hour film competition. So that means write, direct, film it, and edit in 48 hours. Probably would not recommend that for first-time filmmakers ever again.
Yeah.
But that was a really cool experience, and I kind of got the bug for that. So now I'm starting to think more about writing. There's so much to learn about directing and editing and all that stuff. So now I feel like I'm looking at movies more through that lens. Like I'm like, oh, that foreshadowing led to this. That was such a cool shot.
Yeah.
I wonder who had that idea. So I've been really thinking about acting, or I guess not acting, but film more in that regard.
Okay. And was the film competition, did they give you prompts, or was it literally like just write something and go?
They gave us a few prompts. There was a few elements that you had to have in your script, so that, you can't pre-write it. I think there was a line you had to have that said, "Stop touching it, it'll turn yellow." You had to have a stuffed animal as a prop, and the theme had to be technology.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was fun. It was a horror satire that we wrote, and it was cool. Called The Chaddening. Sorry, Chads.
Everyone knows a Chad. Oh, Chad Kroger.
Everyone knows a Chad.
No!
I know. I thought about putting Nickelback in there, and I was like, I can't put Nickelback in the film. They'll hate me and probably sue me. So.
Well, yeah, that's probably true. I did a 48-hour film competition when I was in film school, and
oh wow,
we did it as a class, and it was pretty fun, pretty stressful. Especially.
Did you sleep the 48 hours?
Did I sleep?
Yeah.
I got some sleep.
Like an hour?
Yeah, I would say so. But
Same.
I wouldn't recommend doing it with film school people, including myself, just because everyone knew how to do everything.
Yeah.
And I kind of didn't get my way, which is funny because I was directing the thing.
Oh.
So
really it should be, but.
Right. And then I remember we were talking to our film school teacher, and I was telling him, well, why I wanted to do this, and we didn't do it. And the film teacher said, why didn't you do it? And one of the students said, well, because we had a mutiny and we took control. And he was so angry with them, and I was just like, oh, thank God.
I mean, fair enough, yeah. But that doesn't happen on a professional set. At least I hope not.
Right. No, and we learned it's fine. That was years ago. That was before the snowstorm, so we're okay. We're different. We're different people now.
You're different people after that trip.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a bonding experience. Yeah, this really needs to be a movie. There's everything in there.
I feel like everyone has the potential to turn events in their life into a movie.
Yeah. The personal films are always the best. They always relate.
I want to see. Have you heard of a movie called Detroit Rock City?
I am not. No.
So it's about four teenagers that want to go to a Kiss concert, and it's their journey of trying to get tickets and to Detroit and all that rad stuff. I think you can do that with Nickelback.
Oh my God.
That's all I'm gonna say.
That's a great idea. I'm grinning ear to ear right now. Just having ideas.
Look. I'm not gonna ask for money. I'm just gonna ask for a thank you.
Credit. Created.
Well,
idea by.
I mean, yeah. Inception by, and then me. I'm fine with that. You can do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna ask for anything up front.
Oh, I'd give you more if I made it, for sure.
All right. Well, I'm not going to stop you.
But sure.
I
feel like I need to make a few more shorts before that.
Nah, you know what?
Because I'm definitely very green, very new. I was lucky with my film competition that I was probably the newest person there, and everyone else just took care of what I wanted.
Sometimes you got to run before you can walk, right?
But I do trip over nothing all the time.
That's right. Oh, yeah, we already established that. Okay, well, sometimes you got to drive before.
We can try.
Sometimes you got to drive before you can walk, all right?
Okay, that's better. Yes, I can do that. Okay, that I can do.
There we go. If there's one thing on the podcast I love is a good horror story.
Mm.
And I'm wondering, do you have an audition horror story?
I guess it was a horror story to me.
Yes.
My very first in the room audition ever. I did a tape. I got a call back for it.
Mm-hmm.
I got in the room and I was so young and so nervous. I was literally shaking. And the character I was doing was like a fun, spunky, and a superhero character.
Mm-hmm.
And when I had recorded it by myself, I felt a lot more confident. But going into the room, I was terrified. So I did a really meek, quiet, just the worst acting I've ever done read.
Yeah.
And I just remember the director kind of looking around and looking at me, and then they press the button so you can hear it, and they just go, can you do it like your tape?
Oh.
And I was like, oh no, I've ruined it. I'm never going to be seen again. I messed it up. I'm not going to get hired, which I didn't. But later on, I've worked with this director in many shows now, and they're just absolutely amazing. They're so nice. And I didn't ruin it. Thank God.
Nice.
But that was probably the scariest moment. I was like, this is my one and only ever audition. It's over.
I'm gonna have to go back to driving a car.
Yep. Now I gotta go race again. Not that would be the end of the world.
Now, please tell me this was the same director that gave you the Nickelback direction.
It was not.
Ah!
Unfortunately, no. But they
That's-
are an amazing director as well.
Well, when you do the film version of it, that you can make that director the Nickelback director.
Oh,
Just
100%.
to bring it around full circle.
Like, come on in, come act in the movie.
And so for the people at home who want to keep up with everything that you do, follow you online, or watch any of your character work that you do, where can they do all that?
My Little Pony is on Netflix right now. I think they might be added. They've already added season 9, or it's on its way. But if not, you can catch me in season 8 as the cute little clumsy yak Yona, not far from who I am as a person.
It's a real stretch for you.
It was, that was a really hard one. It was nothing like me at all. That was exactly like me. You can watch Molly of Denali on PBS Kids in America and PBC in Canada. And you can follow me online on Instagram, Katrina Salisbury, just my name. Pretty hard to remember. Or Twitter at KR_Salisbury.
There you go.
And I'm usually tweeting witty things. I'm trying to, at least.
There we go. My niece absolutely loves watching My Little Pony, And
Yes.
whenever, because you know she has an older brother and he takes over the TV, and I can relate because I am also the baby of the family. So using my authoritative power, I'll be like, okay, what do you want to watch, girl? And then I'll put on, you know, it's usually My Little Pony or Looney Tunes, which is what she's super
Oh,
into.
Looney Tunes is great.
Yeah, and it's the old ones, the old violent ones, and I'm just like, oh, all right, rock on.
Like, oh, it's always funny how you go, like, you watch things when you're younger, and so many things go over your head, and then you revisit it at an adult age, and you're like, oh, wow, oh, currently me, yep.
Yeah, and now I have to either continue the cycle or stop it. The person in me is like, well, they're never going to see this, not until they're 18, and then I'll just shut it down.
That's fair. There's a few things you're like, oh no, get rid of that.
But yeah, it's all right. Whatever. It's fine.
You can't go wrong with a good cartoon.
Exactly. But thank
I promise My Little Pony is all good.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I feel like that's very appropriate.
There's no death and destruction.
Yet. Until you get to the teen years.
Ooh, My Little Pony, the teen years. They're all going to be little rebels.
Isn't there? But there actually is a little My Little Pony show where they're actually teenage girls. But
it's Equestria Girls. It's little films.
Yeah.
Can find.
All right, you know
what?
Pretty
Cool.
Yeah, I know too much. We got to stop this right now. No, but thank you for.
The bronies will love it.
Yes, they do. But thank you so much for chatting with me. Anytime you want to come back and discuss more in depth about this future Nickelback project, I would be happy to help.
Oh, yes. As soon as I write it, I am giving you a call.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. But again, I'll let you go. Enjoy the sunny
LA rain.
Well, you know what?
There's a little bit of sun now.
See there, and now you have
sunshine.
Well, now you have rainbows somewhere.
Yes.
See, there we go. It all works out.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. No, thank you so much for having me on.
Of course.
It was fun conversation.
Of course. Mutual, and like I said, anytime you want to come back, just let me know. But you have a good rest of your day / trip, all right?
You too, and I hope it rains soon in Texas for you. Not for long.
I mean, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
I'll pray.
Thank you. All right,
I'll send the Vancouver rain. Bye.
There we go. Yes, please.
See ya.
All right, bye-bye.